Saturday's second video for you with first news story is from Somaliland. What we saw in Somalia over the past 1 year is being seen in Somaliland. Presidential election is due to be held in Somaliland in November, but before that, opposition and government are in disagreement. An opposition party today protested. It submitted a protest letter at Interior Ministry of Somaliland. Second news story is about Ethiopian defense budget. While the country is in the grip of a drought, Ethiopian government is increasing military spending. How much is this increase for the next year? We'll share some numbers with you. Third news story is about a Tigray opposition party based in the Tigray region, not backed by the Ethiopian government. The party a few hours ago issued a statement. The statement lashes out at Tigray People's Liberation Front. What is this party saying about TPLF and about independence of Tigray? Fourthly, viewers, we have been showing you prisoners of war. Tigray forces captured government soldiers. ENDF captured Tigray fighters. Then we saw POWs in Oromia, that OLA taking government soldiers prisoners and government fighters being captured by OLA. Now we have a picture of a prisoner, you can say, in Afar Somali conflict. The border clashes going on for some time. And today, Afar news sources shared a picture of a prisoner. They are calling him a prisoner. Lastly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army has kidnapped a judge. Yes, we have some pictures for you. And Jaal Marroo, OLA's commander, has also been seen somewhere in Oromia. We have some pictures from Oromia for you. Firstly, we're Somaliland, self-declared country in the Horn of Africa, is due to conduct presidential election at the end of this year. In November, presidential election will be held in Somaliland. Before that, opposition and government led by Musi Abdi are in serious disagreement. A few days ago, we saw a physical confrontation, fighting in Somaliland's parliament between opposition and government MPs. And today, two opposition parties protested, a peaceful protest. They submitted a letter of protest at Ministry of Interior of Somaliland. The two parties which protested are UCID and Wadani party. Two parties say that Somaliland's President Musi Abdi is trying to delay upcoming presidential election. He wants extension. He wants a term extension. Farmajo, Abdullah Farmajo, ex-president of Somalia, wanted an extension as well. He managed to get extension for I think 2 or 3 years last year by the lower house of Somalia's parliament. Then we saw confrontation, serious confrontation, and the lower house of Somalia's parliament withdrew its decision. Now we are seeing the same in Somaliland. Though Musi Abdi has not officially, publicly said anything that he wants a term extension. But these opposition parties say that Musi Abdi is not sincere. He is obstructing electoral process, and the parties are not happy with electoral activities leading to presidential election in November. There are tensions, viewers, no doubt about that. For the past 1 week, we have been receiving such reports that opposition and government are in disagreement about upcoming presidential election in Somaliland. The second news story is about Ethiopian defense budget. Viewers, Ethiopia is due to it's preparing next year's budget. And what we have learned is that Ethiopia has increased military spending for 2022-2023. The increase is around 12.5%. Now, Ethiopian defense budget would be around 2 billion US dollars. Total budget of the country is around 15 billion US dollars. And 2 billion US dollars will be spent on the defense force. I think it's only federal budget. I mean, regional governments are also spending on their forces, militias. That expenditure is not part of this 2 billion Ethiopian birrs. Now, it's a huge increase while the country is in the grip of a drought. We know that in Oromia, in Somali region, there are millions of people in dire need of food aid. In Afar, tens of thousands are still displaced. In Tigray, in Amhara, there are millions in need of food aid. But government is spending on military. Why? People would say government has to spend it because if there is no security, there cannot be unity of the country. Ethiopia needs army, I agree. That there are so many internal conflicts that without a strong army, the country cannot continue. But the problem is that, viewers, if you don't resolve conflicts, this military spending will keep on increasing. If there are no internal conflicts, then this military spending can be decreased. But since internal conflicts are increasing, so the federal government will have to spend on buying more weapons, on recruitments, on trainings. That is what is happening. So what is needed, viewers, is peace in the country through dialogue, through negotiations. Military offensives will hurt the country, its economy. When 20% or 15% of your budget is going to military, it means that federal government will have not a huge amount of money to spend on the people of Ethiopia. Politicians, regional governments, they must sit together to find a way out of conflicts, religious, ethnic, regional, border. Otherwise, people will keep on dying and will keep on raising armies. The armies will keep on fighting each other. No, Tigray obviously is raising an army. Tigray says it wants a strong defense force. Ethiopian federal government increasing its budget as well. Regional governments are raising regional militia, regional forces. So all these forces will keep on fighting each other if there is no peace. And that is how this entire wealth of poor Ethiopians will go down the drains. So that is why there must be peace first in Ethiopia if people want a meaningful change in this country. Third news story is about an opposition party of Tigray, a small party not backed by Ethiopian government. This party was created in September 2020. It contested 2020 election as well, regional election there. The party issued a statement a few hours ago. The party has criticized Tigray People Liberation Front, TPLF, the party in power. Name of the party is Tigray Independence Party, TIP. TIP says that TPLF has unbreakable love for Ethiopia. It will not go against international community. It will not work towards independence. It wants to remain part of Ethiopia while people of Tigray are suffering. The party further says that TPLF does not have capability to understand, to calculate what is happening in the neighboring Amhara region. And people of Tigray should ensure that they work towards independence. Now, Tigray's opposition parties, they are putting pressure upon TPLF. They want TPLF to work towards independence, towards secession. The problem is that TPLF is in power. I think it knows if it announces independence now, international community will turn against TPLF. And secondly, if Western Tigray, Humera, Volga, Segede is not under Tigray, there is no point in announcing independence. Tigray will be under a siege on all sides. I personally think that TPLF is going slow, but it is well aware of ground realities, of repercussions, of announcement of independence. But opposition parties, I think they want to have some sympathy in Tigray. That is why they're using this independence card. Otherwise, I don't think TPLF is in a position to announce independence now. It can happen after some time, after a few months. But right now, TPLF would like to have first a neighboring country which is not hostile towards Tigray. That is why Tigray government, led by TPLF, first wants western zone, Humera, Volga, Segede. The opposition parties are putting pressure upon TPLF. Fourth viewers, Afar Somali border clashes continue, repercussions being felt in Djibouti as well. In a previous video, we reported about some use of force there in Djibouti city by police against Afars. Again, we are receiving similar reports from Warabale, which is in Djibouti city. There clashes between security forces and Afar locals are being reported. Whenever there is a border dispute, border fighting between Afars and Somali Isas of Somali region, its effect is felt in Djibouti, where Somalis are in power and Afars live there. Somali Isas are leading the government in Djibouti. In Afar Somali border areas, clashes continue, viewers. And today, some Afar news sources shared pictures of a fighter, a militia member. They say that this person is a Somali Isa fighter and he was taken prisoner by Afar people, and you can see his picture on your screen. This person is being shown as the one from Somali Isa side, that he entered Afar and Afar locals detained him, but he's not being tortured. People are taking good care of him. So you see that clashes and this fighting is now intensifying, and they're showing prisoners of war, which I have seen for the first time since I started covering this conflict of Afar Somali border areas for around 2 years now. This is the first time that Afars have shown a prisoner of war from Somali side. I think two sides should work towards solutions. Their neighbors, they cannot go on fighting like this. These clashes going on for some time, for years. Why can't they sit and find some solution? Afar president was in Somali region a few days ago, and he donated 10 million Ethiopian birds for drought hit areas of Somali region. But it seemed that progress could not be made towards resolution of the border disputes. Lastly, viewers, very important news stories from Oromia, where more than a month ago, military campaign against Oromo Liberation Army was launched. No significant progress has been seen. Instead, Oromo Liberation Army has shared pictures. It has kidnapped a judge. You can see a picture on your screen. This person is a judge. He was kidnapped. He was detained by OLA fighters in southern Oromia. I think he's from Guji. His name is Solomon. He was traveling somewhere in southern Oromia where he was kidnapped by OLA fighters. And government says that OLA is not a threat to security now. We heard that from Colonel Gareso, who is the head of Oromia Region Security Department. He said a few days ago that OLA was finished. You see that a judge has been kidnapped by Oromo Liberation Army in southern Oromia. Secondly, we have seen some new pictures of OLA's head, OLA's chief, Jaal Marroo. You can see his picture on your screen. He can be seen briefing, instructing, talking to OLA members. New picture, we haven't seen this picture before. We have been hearing rumors about Jaal Marroo's death since the start of this operation, but it could not be confirmed that Jaal Marroo has been killed. We heard rumors several times in the past as well, but he keeps on appearing once again. You can see his picture on your screen. Thanks for watching.